Hello, America. Drew Hernandez here. Welcome to Drew Hernandez Live. I know that it's been a few weeks since I've gone live here on my YouTube channel, but I've had a very eventful past few weeks. Obviously, we have Russia invading Ukraine. There's a lot of misinformation, disinformation, propaganda flooding the airwaves, flooding social media right now. And I just want to warn people to be careful with what you're retweeting, what you're looking at. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff out there. But thank you to every single one of you that have been supporting me and the launch of my new show, Front Lines. Thank you very much. If you're tuning in for the very first time, my name is Drew Hernandez, hopefully one of your favorite podcast hosts here on YouTube. If you could do me a huge favor and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, and toggle on the all selection right now, I would truly, truly appreciate that. Also, this channel, this show is supported by the people, we the people, you the people. That is you and you alone. So if you would like to support this channel, drop a super chat now in the middle of the show or at the end of the show. That is one way you can support this show. Or you can go cop a t-shirt at drewhlive.com. Right now, the link is in the description below. If we can get this up, the link is in the description below. I am wearing the official Hold the Line t-shirt if you would like to go copy your own. We even have it in different colors if you're a part of a blue family. There's a Hold the Line blue for your dad or your mother that is of the badge, or firefighter, or obviously the military green. Let's take that down. Thank you guys very much. Or guys, you can donate for as low as $5 a month. Here on the membership section of this channel. Shout out to the DH Alliance, or you can customize your monthly giving through Patreon. The link is in the description as well. Thank you guys very much for supporting, and as always, please copy the link to this transmission. Get it out there. Share it right now. Share the link right now, right now, right now. We need you guys to share these links. It is up to you to get the information out. So thank you guys so much for your support and your continued support. That is how you guys can support the show, or give a one-time donation via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. All those links are in the description below. So here we are. But before we get into the Russia-Ukraine stuff, literally on the verge of World War III, I want to thank every single one of you that have been supporting me and my brand new show. If we can get this up for those of you that don't know by now, I have launched a new show. Post Millennial covered it a couple days ago. Drew Hernandez launches a new daily show with Turning Point USA called Front Lines with Drew Hernandez. Turning Point USA announced Tuesday, this was last week, that investigative reporter and undercover video journalist Drew Hernandez has joined the nonprofit organization as its newest contributor and host of a new daily show called Front Lines. The show, which premiered on February 22nd, will feature breaking news stories revolving around Hernandez, original reporting, and some of the most explosive, controversial stories of the day, including working with some very well-known independent journalists. So I want to thank you guys that have supported me. If you haven't even heard about this, this is my brand new daily show. I will be hosting this show called Front Lines on the Turning Point USA YouTube channel every single day, 5 days a week at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every single day. The link to this show is in the description of my channel right now, and I'll post it in the chat a little later. And by the way, shout out to the chat. Blessings to the chat. Love every single one of you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. But yes, so I won't be on this channel every single day. I will now be hosting Front Lines daily on the Turning Point USA YouTube channel. So make sure to go over there and watch me every single day. Every single day I will post the link on the community section of this channel as much as I can, and on my Twitter, my socials. But I'm not abandoning this channel. I will be doing this podcast maybe once, twice a week. But you can catch me every single day on Front Lines, full production value, breaking down the daily news headlines of the day. I will be bringing on some independent reporters that you may never see on Fox News. We've already been doing that. My very first episode was with Kyle Rittenhouse himself. That is live. We actually released a bonus episode today that you guys can go watch on the Turning Point USA YouTube channel. The link is in the description below as well. So make sure, guys, to go support me Watch this new show daily. I will still be doing this podcast live at least twice a week around this new 5-day-a-week show. So I just want to make sure that you guys are staying with me while I'm hosting this new show on Turning Point's YouTube channel. Again, this is Frontlines, hosted by Drew Hernandez, 5 days a week at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, every single day, 30 minutes a day. So thank you guys that have been supporting me. This has been the big announcement. And I know many of you guys wanted to see me and Kyle Rittenhouse live on camera. If you missed that, we did it on Frontlines, launched the show with Kyle. It was amazing. We made news. We made TMZ. We were all over the place because we revealed for the very first time that he's actually going to sue LeBron James. So if you guys missed all that, you need to be following me on Twitter, on Getter. I'm not a really big fan of Truth Social right now. I'm just being honest with you. It's not where it needs to be yet. Hoping it gets better, but follow me on Twitter, on Getter, on Facebook, on Instagram. Follow me on all these platforms to stay updated with my new project. So let's take this down. Thank you guys very much for all the support. Again, the link to this new show is in the description below. If you have not watched it, you guys need to watch it daily. Okay, enough with that plug. Let's get into Russia, Ukraine, and the United States, the world on the verge of World War III. Now, the reason why I say that is because you have multiple countries that are taking aim at Vladimir Putin. There's a lot of disinformation floating around out there right now. You have the puppet Biden administration coming out and saying that they're going to slap them with harsh sanctions, which in my opinion isn't really going to do anything because Vladimir Putin doesn't respect the U.S., doesn't respect Kamala Harris or Joe Biden or anybody right now that is in this pathetic administration. But at the same time, I don't quite trust President Zelensky of Ukraine. Guy came out as an actor. He's being propped up right now. I mean, the whole propaganda that came out with him in flak vests, bulletproof vests, being propped up as a hero, gearing up and fighting alongside Ukraine's turned out to be photos from, I think, a few years ago. So there's a lot you got to understand, and Zelensky is a part of the globalist regime. He's been propped up by the World Economic Forum, and you can't really trust these people. And I'm kind of in the middle, and you guys know me. I'm always in the middle. And people already saying in the chat, don't get involved, where, well, then you don't know me. Obviously, I'm involved with everything. It's my job to report what's happening. And I'm giving my opinion because, the show is called Drew Hernandez Live. I don't trust either side. I don't trust Vladimir Putin, and I don't trust the president of Ukraine, Zelensky, because he's got his ties with the current globalist Biden administration as well. But before we get into that, I want to give you guys a couple updates to bring you back up to speed. And here's Sky News. Now, I just want to show you the differences in what's being reported here, but I want to go with what we know. And here are some key points that I've been taking a look at all day. And the Russian invasion of Ukraine enters its 5th day. And the first round of Ukraine-Russia ceasefire talks ended on the Belarusian border. Dozens being killed have been reported, hundreds wounded in rocket strikes in Ukraine. And Ukraine to give cash to Russia soldiers who lay down their weapons. That's another report. The Kremlin claims Putin placed nuclear deterrent on high alert after Liz Truss's statement. This has probably been the top headline of the day. This is not propaganda. This has been confirmed, and a lot of people are up in arms, and there are tons of updates that have been taking place in the past hour. You can see this on Sky News, on BBC. I know these are not the best sources, but what you want to do when you're taking a look at breaking news, especially when it's wartime reporting, is you want to take a look at everything. And let's take this down. You want to take a look at everything because everybody knows the number one thing that's sacrificed during war is truth itself. Propaganda runs rampant on both sides. Okay? If you're going to sit here and think that the Russian regime is not going to engage in the propaganda, kind of just absolute warfare. I think that's the best, way to put it. If you're going to sit here and think that Putin will not engage in that, you don't live in reality. If you're going to sit here and think that Zelensky and the Ukrainians are not going to engage in that, you don't live in reality. And what I want people to get from this transmission is take a look at what everything is saying. Go look at BBC, go look at Fox News, go look at CNN, go look at Sky News, take a look at everything. And the best way to really kind of gauge what is true is when you see like a consistency, not across what everyone is saying, because you don't want to end up in an echo chamber, but this is a good way to start to filter things. And the reason why I'm telling you guys this is because there is tons of propaganda that is floating all over Twitter. TikTok, it's flooded right now. There's all kinds of propaganda. My wife and I were like laughing at these videos that were floating around Twitter of like these, it was like a scene from like a war movie where there were like people wearing old clothes running away past like it looked like some kind of World War I tank, and like these puppets were exploding and flying through it was totally fake. So I'm just here to tell people, I'm warning people, like, and I'm a part of the media. I'm not going to engage in propaganda, okay? You're not going to get that from me. I'm just going to tell you a good practice to, number one, be aware of this stuff, but number two, do your best to vet, do your best to filter and take a look at everything and what everyone is saying, because what you don't want to do is end up in an echo chamber, and then you start tweeting, and then you start reporting, and then you start believing something that was meant for you to grab hold on and to believe. But the one thing that I did want to talk about is, yes, this has been reported and has been confirmed that Vladimir Putin has placed the deterrent on high alert, the nuclear deterrent on high alert. Now, we don't have to get this up, but this has been, this just threw everyone for a loop today. And the reason why I say that, you take a look at NATO, you take a look at what the EU is saying, you take a look at, obviously, Ukraine, you look at all these European countries that see this talk, and people ask themselves, is Putin for real? Is Putin really ready to go to bat in a nuclear war? Is Putin lying? Is he blowing smoke? And I think at this point, we shouldn't really underestimate his threats, number one. At the same time, I don't think we should just worship Zelensky and the Ukrainians, because these are the same people that are in bed with the Bidens, okay? So you take a look at the world stage and you see how things are moving. The number one thing that I do know is that what this is doing to the U.S. is that it is causing a massive distraction. While everyone is looking at Ukraine, while everyone is looking at Vladimir Putin, okay, the number one thing, the number one way to unify the masses, we've seen it through the virus. You've seen it through COVID. And what is that? You unify through fear. You have a common enemy that everybody in their mind knows that that's the bad guy. The virus, that's the bad thing. Trump, that's the bad guy. It unifies people without them even having to think what's actually taking place, even if they see it, okay? Now, they're unifying through fear, and they're painting Vladimir Putin. Listen, I'm not defending Vladimir Putin. I'm not a fan of the guy. I think he says some base stuff here and there, but he's still in my eyes, he's not someone to trust. He's not pro-America, I'll tell you that right now. It's strange. You see all these America First people saying, Vladimir Putin, Vladimir. I'm like, dude, the guy is not America First. If he could, he would take this country down, okay, in a heartbeat. But I don't trust Zelensky at the same time. I don't trust the Ukrainians. I'm in the middle. I'm America First. I want America to stay the hell out. I don't want to see another war. I don't want a nuclear holocaust. I'm not warmongering here. I don't want to send some young men and women down to Ukraine to get slaughtered over something that they shouldn't be slaughtered. I don't want to see that right now. Okay, so let me make myself clear before I continue to make my points. I don't want another war. I would like to see America stay out of it and enter into it until they absolutely have to, if there is a threat to the homeland. Now, listen, this is what's happening. What has led up to this? CNN, for the past couple weeks, has been reporting that Joe Biden, President Joe Biden, this puppet president, is doing a horrible job with the economy. His approval numbers have been tanking to the point where CNN has to report it and can't even ignore it any longer. The inflation has been skyrocketing. Gas prices through the roof, even before this invasion took place with Russia and Ukraine. You've been seeing the West on its decline since President Biden took office. Literally took. When I say took, I mean took. You guys know what I'm talking about. We've been seeing the dismantling of the United States. The border has been wide open. Millions of people have entered into this country. The crime has gone through the roof. There have been viral videos in Seattle that dropped yesterday. The post-millennial, Katie, everything that is taking place right now, it leads to Biden in somebody's mind that is actually paying attention. And millions of people, their heads are starting to turn. People are starting to pay attention. They defunded the police. The crime is skyrocketing. Homelessness is out of control. You look at Seattle, Portland, Los Angeles, New York. This is why they start to pull back on the mandates in New York. This is why they're lifting the mandates because, number one, you're in a midterm year, and Biden and the Democrats' numbers are terrible right now, and they're looking bad because they can't blame Trump anymore, even though they try. When Russia first invaded Ukraine, Brian Stelter and CNN immediately tried to spin it to blame Trump somehow and occupy Democrats on Twitter. Retweet this if you think that if Trump was president right now, he'd be cheering on Vladimir Putin. Like, you serious? Like, this is how retarded these people are. All these hypotheticals, like, even though Trump is not in office, they still try to blame this on him. But the Democrats know they can't do this anymore. It's gone way too far in. There's only one person to blame, and that's the Biden administration and the Democrat Party that is behind them and some of the rhinos that just sat back and watched it allow to happen. Now, with all of that taking place, the past couple weeks, this entire horrific, pathetic excuse of administration, with the open borders, millions of people being human trafficked into the United States of America, defunding the police, the rise in crime across the United States of America, poverty rising for all communities, the economy dying, inflation rising, the United States of America continuing to look like a joke on the world stage. From the inside out, the United States military, you have General Milley more concerned about critical race theory rather than what the hell China knows about us. All of this has been escalating, and the Democrats know that people are starting to notice that blaming Trump is not working anymore. There's only one person to blame, and it's Joe Biden, and it's them. So here we are. Now we got a new war. Now that Russia has invaded Ukraine, and now they're making Vladimir Putin to be the best. COVID's not working anymore. Mandates ain't working anymore. Blaming Trump ain't working anymore. They got to point the finger somewhere. And the number one way to unify the masses is to literally unify them through fear and point them into the direction of a common enemy. And right now, it's Vladimir Putin. Millions of people, what have you been seeing all over social media? It's shocking, isn't it? You've been seeing protests in Russia. You've been seeing protests in Canada, which is ridiculous, by the way. All these Canadian virtue signalers that were nowhere to be found that are, anti-Putin. We're anti-Putin. Where the hell were you when Trudeau was deploying stormtroopers on horseback to trample peaceful protesting grandmas? Where the hell were you? Oh, now all of a sudden, there they are taking to the streets. Oh, we're anti-war. We're anti-tyranny. We're anti-authoritarianism. And Trudeau himself is coming out. Oh, I'm anti-authoritarian. Where the hell were all these people when Trudeau was cracking down on peaceful protesters over the vax mandate, on these truckers? Nowhere to be seen. But now you're seeing Canada. You're seeing hundreds of thousands of people, all these virtue signalers in Canada, right, stand in solidarity with Ukraine. You're seeing it in Russia. You're seeing it in the United States. Okay? In New York, there was a mass gathering the other day. Same thing. You have all these virtue signalers We're standing in solidarity with Ukraine. They're dumping their Russian vodka. It's like they're even Eric Fangbang. So I'm going to play that clip right now. You have Eric Fangbang Swalwell. This is how ridiculous these people are. Now all of a sudden, can you imagine if Donald Trump said something like he actually did?
Student out of the United States.
So here's Eric Fangbang Swalwell advocating, if we can get this up, advocating to deport Russian students out of the United States of America. Can you? Trump did. Anyways, here, I'll play the clip.
I think closing their embassy in the United States, kicking every Russian student out of the United States, those should all be on the table. And Vladimir Putin needs to know every day that he is in Ukraine, there are more severe options that could come.
Oh, tough guy. Tough guy wants to kick out Russian students out of the United States of America. Oh, but if that was Donald Trump saying something like that, oh my goodness, a xenophobe. Trump actually wants to kick out real illegal immigrants in 2016 and got called a racist for it. But now Eric Swalwell can come out and say, we want to kick out Russian students as a protest to Vladimir Putin out of the United States. What? Gets a pass. Literally gets a pass. Again, I'm not pro-Putin. I'm just calling out the hypocrisy of these woke tards. Number two, leave this up. Number two, here's another video out of, this is Puffin's Pictures, Beth Beish with the Post-Millennial. Here is the finance minister, Chrystia Freeland, and Toronto Mayor John Tory participating in an event in solidarity with Ukraine against the Russia invasion. Oh, stand with Ukraine.
Everyone, sorry, we're gonna have to get back to
Okay, these people are not real. Okay, what I mean they're not real is that these are virtue signalers. Where the hell were you? Where were all these people when their own totalitarian prime minister, Justin Trudeau, was cracking down, deploying stormtroopers on peaceful protesters? Oh, they're very selective. Oh, no. He's not an authoritarian. No. You want to know what this is? Let's take this down. You know what this is? This is them picking a side. Oh, no, Vladimir Putin isn't a totalitarian psychopath. No. Excuse me. No, Justin Trudeau isn't a totalitarian psychopath. No, he's not. But Vladimir Putin is. You want to know why they do this? Because they're all on the same side. It's not about right or wrong with these people. It's about what they say is right or wrong. It's not about what's really authoritarian and what's not. It's not about taking a stance against someone that's evil in the world. That's a world leader. No, it's about them wanting to do it, whether they say it is or not. And because they're on the same wavelength, and they pick and choose who's an authoritarian and who's not. The reason why they're so hypocritical is because they're on the same side. So they come out and they virtue signal and they make it look like, oh no, we're not down with authoritarian. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You said nothing when Trudeau was out cracking skulls. But that's who these people are. These are all the distractions that you are continuing to see unfold in the world. Now, the point that I was trying to make is you're continuing to see this, and it's a total distraction from the Biden administration itself. And here's why. Because what we've been seeing that I'm going to keep it America first. I'm going to talk about America in light of this, because this is what matters to me. Yes, I care about what's happening across the world, but we got to talk about how this is what's happening here. Okay? The whole world is being distracted. Control through fear. based on a common enemy. That's how the masses get mobilized. That's how they mobilize through COVID. And now they're mobilizing the same way. They're distracting you from paying attention to how horrible Biden and the Democrats are doing in a midterm year. And the way that they're doing that is getting you so invested in this war between Russia and Ukraine, and Vladimir Putin being the villain, the arch villain of the entire world. Biden doesn't care. This is the perfect distraction. I'm not saying it's not real. It's happening. It's taking place. People are dying. It's real. Vladimir Putin is moving in because now is the opportune time. Donald Trump is right. Putin, Xi Jinping, they all put their plans on hold for 4 years because they knew that there was a sheriff in town and they couldn't get away with certain things because they knew that Donald Trump was about it. Joe Biden is a puppet. Nobody respects Joe Biden. Nobody fears Joe Biden. Everybody knows that Kamala Harris is a joke. When you send Kamala Harris on a diplomatic mission to go represent the United States of America in the face of a tyrant in Eastern, Western Europe, nobody takes that serious. Are you kidding me? This is why strength matters. So many people are being distracted from what's happening here at home. And it's perfect. Isn't it perfect? Yes, we need Biden to go after this arch villain Putin, slap on those sanctions. And you're seeing people like Tom DeLong, okay? Former Blink-182 frontman, literally coming out and like advocating for war. What? Yes, F around and find out if Putin continues. Like, these people want war. I don't want war. I don't want that. I want us to stay out. I'm tired of seeing young men and women in uniform dying overseas for endless, useless wars that have zero interest for us. I don't want that. But here you have the far left, the Democrats in the United States of America. Go after Putin. Go after him. Yes, send in the troops. Let's take care of these people right now. Why? I don't want that. Do you want that? If there is a genuine threat to this homeland, then we must activate, we must mobilize. But listen, this is the perfect distraction. The perfect distraction. It's got everybody unified. Look at the entire far left. It's worldwide, dude. It's worldwide. But here in America, you have all these virtue signalers on the left. They're like anti-Putin. We condemn Putin. Like, okay, I get it. But don't forget, Joe Biden is an authoritarian too. He just got done literally mandating vaccines. Okay? He's destroyed our economy. Inflation is through the roof. And it's only been 1 year. The southern border is wide open. We have been invaded. The United States has been invaded. Cartels have literally worked with U.S. Border Patrol agents under the directive of the Biden administration to literally act as a Uber service for criminal cartel worldwide enterprises. That has been happening under the Biden administration, and they want you to forget about it by focusing on Putin. It's a joke. And you know what's going to happen? There's going to be millions of people in this country that are just going to fall for it, completely fall for it. Listen, I don't know. I can't prove that this was done intentionally by the Biden administration. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but I promise you one thing. The Biden administration will absolutely take advantage of this situation to distract you from their horrific performance thus far. That's exactly where this goes. And listen, you can say, people could say whatever they want about me. I don't care. This is where I stand. Do not get distracted. Hold Biden accountable. He doesn't get a pass. Kamala Harris doesn't get a pass. These people have destroyed this country, and it's only been a year and a couple months. And here we are with this new war. Oh, now all the virtue signalers on the left, they're like a bunch of NPCs. They're just like these robotic NPCs that are just like, we got the download. Putin, bad guy, focus, yes. Biden, good guy, go after Putin. He is now hero, yay. And they just forget about everything. I'm not saying Putin's a good guy. I'm not saying Zelensky is a good guy. I don't trust any of these people. I don't trust Biden. I don't trust Putin. I don't trust Zelensky. I don't trust any of these people. Do you? Seriously? I'm sorry, I don't. I know that the World Economic Forum is real. I know that Klaus Schwab is real. I know that George Soros is real. I know that these people are on record praising these people and that they don't have the best interest in mind for liberty and personal autonomy and absolute sovereignty for countries. Isn't it funny how all of a sudden, you hear all these Democrats, you see the Biden administration coming out and now saying, Ukraine deserves to have their own national sovereignty. They deserve to have their own borders secure. They deserve to be their own autonomous entity here in the region. Well, what about us? What about me? I thought that was racist. Oh, the far left. No border, no wall, no USA at all. All of that just out the window. But yes, we know the hypocrisy, but it's hypocrisy by design. They do it on purpose because it's whenever they want to do something. That's what totalitarians do. They know they're hypocrites, but they do whatever they want. I could sit here and cite to Joe Biden. I thought you guys said that borders were racist. I thought that you guys said that all of that was xenophobic. How come Eric Swalwell can come out and say he wants mass deportations of Russian students? When 4 years ago, Donald Trump was saying the same thing about illegal immigrants and everyone was a racist. Yes, we know. We know that they're hypocrites, but they do it on purpose because that is control. It's not about truth. It's not about hypocrisy. It's about power. They do what they want, when they want, how they want, for as long as they want. Now I'm ranting. I'm sorry, guys. I know I've been, I haven't been live for like 3 weeks, but I've just been watching this stuff and, I'm very careful with commenting and reporting what's taking place with Ukraine and Russia because I don't trust any of it. I'm sorry, man. That's nothing new. That's nothing new. That propaganda, that during wartime propaganda is flooding all over the place. All over. And now in the age of social media, it's even worse. I'm just saying, man, and the problem that we're going to see is we are probably going to see millions of people in this country. It's perfect. It really is perfect, man. It really is, It's perfect. What a perfect strategy. And you have Alex Jones, I think it was in 2021, predicting, someone gave him intel that there would be a war late February, and here we are. Here we are. How many times does Alex Jones have to be right? And here we are. It is perfect. Like, listen, if there are people out there that still don't believe that there are like evil entities out there that are moving behind the scenes to deceive the people because they know they're not going to think anything through. Like, if you still live your life that way, you just don't live in reality. If you honestly think, that President Zelensky cares about you? You think that Joe Biden cares about your opinion? You think that Vladimir Putin gives a damn about what you think? Wow. You must be extremely naive or just stupid. Yes, that's very insulting. But I can assure you, none of these people care about you or anything you have to say. You know what they care about? 2 things. Money and power. That's what these people care about. That's what this is all about. I just want to tell people, man, like people that disagree with me, like look around you, man. Like look how convenient this is. Do you know how many people are going to forget about what Joe Biden has done to this country? Who knows how long they're going to drag this out? I don't know. I have no idea. All I know is that Putin is the villain, Zelensky is the good guy, and the ones that have the most absolute power to support the good guy is going to be the United States of America. And who's going to be the one to do that? Joe Biden. And then overnight, Joe Biden is going to be this glorious white knight on a stallion to save the day. It's happening, dude. It's happening already. And everybody forgets. Everybody forgets. Not my viewers, not you smart ones. All the woke tards on the left, they just forget. They forget that Biden's horrible. Mandates just ruined thousands of people's lives all of 2021. Medical healthcare professionals, law enforcement agencies, firefighters, doctors. So many people lost their jobs. Oh, just forget it. Never happened. Biden's a hero now because he supports Zelensky and he's against the bad guy, Putin. Yay! All done. All is forgiven. Put me back in my corner now and let me continue to eat bugs and pay $13 a gallon at the pump. As long as you took care of Putin, Biden, I'm happy. I'm happy. You see how stupid these people are? This is how it works. Bro, you guys know that this is true. You know that this is how this works. It's a joke. Okay, listen. All right? You want to see the Great Reset in motion? It's already been in motion. It's not a conspiracy theory. They all talk about it. It's out in the open. But check this out. So this is how the Great Reset works. Let me pull this video up. This is the great Jen Psaki. I'm sorry, guys. My monotone sarcasm I guess I make myself laugh. I don't know. Maybe you guys don't think I'm funny, but where is this loser at? Hold on, give me a second. Where is she at? Here is the great Jen Psaki, White House press secretary. Okay, this was, I think this was yesterday. But here she is. And they're asking her, because here's the issue right now. Hold on. Here's the issue. The issue is the United States of America is no longer energy independent fossil fuel. We all know that. Shut down the Keystone, and they decided to go with being dependent on Russia because, you know, Donald Trump was the Russian agent, but, you know, Biden's the one that did that. But anyways, so a lot of people are saying, dude, yeah, we're going to protest Russia. We're pouring out our freaking, vodka. We want to kick out Russian students. We're going to stick it to Putin. So why are we paying for hundreds of barrels from Russia of oil a day? Why are we continuing to do this? We should reopen the Keystone and, be America first when it comes to energy. So Jen Psaki's response is twofold. Number one, she's asked about this. And she says that Biden is justified to get rid of all dependence on oil altogether. Yes. This is the Great Reset in motion. So check this out. Here she is.
On oil leases, what this actually justifies, in President Biden's view, is the fact that we need to reduce our dependence on foreign oil, on oil in general, and we need to look at other ways of having energy in our country and others. One of the interesting things, George, we've seen over the last week or so is that a number of European countries are recognizing they need to reduce their own reliance on Russian oil. On oil leases, what this...
Okay, so this is the Great Reset in motion. I'm going to play this for you one more time. If you didn't catch it, listen to it again.
On oil leases, what this actually justifies, in President Biden's view, is the fact that we need to reduce our dependence on foreign oil, on oil in general, and we need to look at other ways of having energy in our country and others. One of the interesting things, George, we've seen over the last week or so is that a number of European countries are recognizing they need to reduce their own reliance on Russian oil.
Okay, listen, so this is how you know this is the Great Reset in motion. Let's take this down. You want to know why? Because she doesn't only say that we need to be self-reliant when it comes to energy and fossil fuels here in the United States of America. That's what Trump did, but then the Biden administration literally reversed that. She's not only saying that we shouldn't be dependent on other countries, she's saying we shouldn't be dependent on fossil fuel energy at all. This is the Great Reset. These are the perfect moments to push this stuff in. The White House is telling you that, hey, you know what? This is the perfect teaching moment for you to realize that we should not be dependent on fossil fuels from anyone in the world. We need to be green sufficient. I wouldn't love, but I mean, can you imagine fighting World War III and the United States military is all green fueled? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, dude. What are we gonna do? Like electric tanks? Huh? Fighter jets that are solar solar powered? Are we gonna have solar powered tanks? Solar powered jets? Is that what they're suggesting here? Yes, obviously it's domestically. They want all of you living off of some kind of grid that is not going to sustain mass populations when you have like an entire cloudy week. Okay, there's so much that can go wrong with this. People don't understand. It's not in a fantasy. Yes, you could live off some kind of grid that's going to power Los Angeles, but realistically, that can't happen yet. No. But this is the Great Reset. Yes, nuclear power, but they don't want that either. Because listen, it's not they want green. We want green. We want green. They don't want nuclear power. That's not I understand. We could do nuclear power. But they want full green. That's what they want. Full green. That's what Jen Psaki and the Biden White House wants for you. That's the response. So now, because they made us dependent on Russia for oil, now that that's going to be yanked very soon, we can't go back to the Keystone. They cut that because it makes them look like hypocrites. No, we can't go to fossil fuels because, you know, that's kind of not our agenda, and that's when it becomes political. They're willing to put their own politics over your life, over your survival. They don't give a damn what you believe. It's about their agenda. No, we can't go back to the Keystone. We got to get rid of it altogether. We got to get rid of fossil fuels altogether. We need to go green. Great Reset. This is what they do. They want you to live. It's not doable. You know who would be the first people to all die if we did that? It'd be people in third world countries. They don't have that kind of tech. They don't have solar powered energy panels and all that. People in third world countries that are still living off of fossil fuels, the first people to die if they were to actually do that would be those in poverty and those in third world countries. But that's the Great Reset. Alex Jones has been talking about this for decades. The global new world order is a two-tiered system, the elites and the peasants at the bottom. There's no middle class. They want to control every aspect of your life. Currency, food, media, information, your family. That's what China does. They regulate how many babies you can have. Everything. Social credit score. Everything. This is what they do. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous to see this. But this is what the Great Reset looks like. They take advantage of these opportunities. And they already are. They already are. And by the way, we're on the verge of World War III. And let's get this up. Here's Kamala Harris at the Black History. Here's Kamala Harris at the Black History Month celebration in the White House a couple hours ago. And I swear, dude, like, we're at the verge of World War III, and this is our representation on the world stage. This literally looks like something out of an SNL skit. And I'm not even trying to be funny. It really does. Here she is.
Because as we all know, elections matter. And when folks vote, they order what they want, and in this case, they got what they asked for. I went off script a little bit.
And I think you're kind of retarded. I'm sick of this stuff. Aren't you guys sick of this? Like, everything's a joke to these people. Nothing they take serious. They just laugh at you. They laugh at you and they laugh at you because they don't care about you. Let's take this down. While your bank account is getting drained because everything is skyrocketing in the economy, while your life and your family and your future is being deteriorated by this administration, Kamala Harris is just sitting there laughing at you. At least you got a black girl in the White House. It's a joke. It's a joke. And I don't care if she's black, if she's white. I don't care. Just put someone in that's freaking good. But we know how she got there. We all know. Got to be careful with what I say here on YouTube, but we all know. I'm sorry, dude. I'm not sorry. I don't take it back. Screw her. You know, in a sense, she's kind of right. In a sense. You know, you're getting what you voted for people that actually voted for them. Like, yeah, this is what you get. I agree with you, Kamala. We tried warning people, but then they did what they did with the election, and, you know, the rest is history. Yeah, dude. These people are a joke. An absolute joke. What can you do? Can you continue to expose the truth and expose these people for their lies and the jokes that they really are? Here it is again. Let's get this up. Like, okay, because I know I was talking about Tom DeLong earlier. And listen, I love Tom DeLong. I love Blink-182. I am probably one of the biggest Blink-182 fans on the face of planet Earth. But my boy Tom DeLong is an idiot. And I'm sorry. But he tweeted this the other day, and it was Trump at CPAC talking about how Putin is basically outsmarting the United States, which is true. He calls him smart because he is. And that doesn't mean I'm pro-Putin. Is there honestly anybody out there that thinks that Joe Biden is smarter than Vladimir Putin? Really? Okay? That's the point Trump was making at CPAC. He's not praising Putin because he's a Russian agent. Anyways, so Tom DeLong retweeted this the other day and said traitor because Trump was saying that Putin is obviously smarter than Biden. Which is true. It's true. And I tweeted back and I said, come on, Tom. If Trump was Putin's puppet, this invasion would have taken place under his watch with zero problems for Russia. Putin is obviously outsmarting this current U.S. administration, and it's embarrassing to watch. And you know it. Let's take this down. It's true. It's true. You're seeing this talking point go out from all of these blue checks, all of these woke-tards on Twitter. They're coming out. They go after anybody that comes out and says, you know what? I think that Vladimir Putin is outsmarting Joe Biden. What do you think? And then you get all these woke-tards that come in the chat or they come in your comment threads on Twitter. You're a Putin agent. You're a Russian agent. Donald Trump is a Russian agent because you said that Vladimir Putin is smarter than Joe Biden because he is. It's not a good thing. It's actually a bad thing. And it's embarrassing because Vladimir Putin is running circles around Joe Biden and Kamala Harris like we all said would happen. And you're surprised by that? That's not a Russian agent talking point. That's just the truth. And by the way, if Donald Trump was a Russian puppet, why the hell did this not happen while Trump was in office? Don't you think that if Donald Trump was a Russian puppet for Vladimir Putin, he could have easily just walked into Ukraine and taken it over without firing a single shot? And while the United States of America was in office, Donald Trump could have just yanked everything from Ukraine and given them nothing in support? Why did this not happen while Trump was president if he was Putin's puppet? I need an answer to that from all the woke-tards in the chat that come in here like, oh, Trump's a Russian agent, Okay, please give me, I would love to see an answer to that. I'd love to. I would love to see an answer. I would love to see an answer as to why this did not happen under Trump's watch if he was Putin's puppet. Nobody will answer that because they can't. They can't. There's literally no explanation for that. Putin didn't because he knew that Trump was the new sheriff in town and that stuff like that he can't get away with. You guys know. You guys know. Trump is a globalist agent. You gotta be kidding me, dude. Okay. All right. Listen, I'm not here to shill for Trump. All I know is that I just don't understand how Donald Trump could be accused of being a nationalist and be a global agent at the same time. Just saying. A white nationalist? Those are trolls. Anyways, those are trolls. Yeah, I don't trust Putin. I don't trust Zelensky. I don't trust both of them. I'm just going to say. I'm just going to say that right now. Yeah, we're not responding to the trolls. Because sometimes these trolls, like, they don't think clearly. Like, they're not even fun to debate with. Because they don't say anything of value. Sometimes I forget that. But yes, here we are. Here we are. And, you know, this was a very interesting story that I wanted to bring up to you guys. I was talking about it on Frontlines a couple days ago. It's kind of twofold, and I'm curious to see what you guys think about it. Let's get this up. Here we go. Where's this article at? No, I had it here somewhere. There it is. So Yahoo News, this is actually the New York Times, interestingly. You know, the New York Times reported this the other day, and it was that the U.S. U.S. officials repeatedly urged China to help avert war in Ukraine. Washington. Oops. Hold on. Give me a second. Go back here. Stop this. There we go. Over 3 months, senior Biden administration officials held half a dozen urgent meetings with top Chinese officials, in which the Americans presented intelligence showing Russia's troop buildup around Ukraine and besieged the Chinese to tell Russia not to invade, according to U.S. officials. Each time, the Chinese officials, including the foreign minister and the ambassador to the United States, rebuffed the Americans, saying they did not think an invasion was in the works. That's a lie. After one diplomatic exchange in December, U.S. officials got intelligence showing Beijing had shared the information with Moscow. Wow! Oh my God, what a freaking shocker! Holy crap, I cannot believe they did that. Those crazy Chinese CCP people. How dare they? How dare they do that? Telling the Russians that the United States, U.S. officials got intelligence showing Beijing had shared the information with Moscow, telling the Russians that the United States was trying to sow discord and that China would not try to impede Russian plans and actions, the officials said. Oh my God, I'm just so shocked by that. How could they do that to us? The previously unreported talks between American and Chinese officials show how the Biden administration tried to use intelligence findings and diplomacy to persuade a superpower it views as a growing adversary to stop the invasion of Ukraine. I have so much to say about this. Give me a second. And how that nation, led by President Xi Jinping, persistently sided with Russia, even as the evidence of Moscow's plans for a military offensive grew over the winter. Oh wow. Really? Xi Jinping sided with Vladimir Putin? I'm so shocked. I'm appalled. Let's take this down. Okay, number one. Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping are on the same team. Okay? It's either A, a bunch of woke-tarded, stupid, naive millennials in the Biden White House actually thought that they could diplomatically persuade the CCP that Russia is going to do something bad and you need to tell them not to do the bad thing against Ukraine. Like, either there are some really stupid millennials in the White House that thought they could get away with this, totally naive that they're on the same team, or this was done intentionally because we know that the Democrat Party is in the hands of who? Xi Jinping. Which one is it? I don't know. All I know is that this administration does not have your best interest in mind. Does anybody here feel comfortable that the United States government is sharing intelligence with the CCP? Oh my God, I'm so shocked that one communist tipped off another communist to tell on the United States. Aren't you so glad that the adults are in charge now? Aren't you so... No more mean tweets, though. Am I right? Yeah. Orange Man gone and off of Twitter, which is crazy, too. Isn't that crazy? How, like, President Trump is banned off of Twitter, but Vladimir Putin is on Twitter? It just shows you where these people's priorities really are. Oh, Putin's the bad guy. We hate Russians. Let's deport all the Russians out of the U.S. Why the hell is Putin still on Twitter? Trump's not? I thought Trump was a Russian agent. Doesn't make any sense. How's Putin still on, but Trump's not? Huh? It just doesn't make sense, dude. If they really cared, they would take Putin off too. I'm not advocating for it. I'm just saying. I'm just pointing it out. I'm just pointing it out. Anyways, well, let's do some super chats. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I know I was a little crazy tonight, but you guys know me. I get really passionate about this stuff. But I mean, because like this is what's happening to our nation, and I hate seeing millions of people being deceived. But let's do some super chats. My new show, Frontlines, that is on at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every single day on the Turning Point USA YouTube, is in the link in the description. But this show is not supported by Turning Point, is not supported by anybody but you. So if you guys would like to support me, drop a super chat right now, or you can give a one-time donation through Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. I see some of you already donating. And when you do that, you can leave a little memo and I'll read it live on air and treat it like a super chat. Or consider joining the DH Alliance. Shout out to every single one of you for as low as $5 a month on the membership section of this channel, or you can give a custom amount through through Patreon, and the link is in the description as well. So let's do some super chats starting now. I think we have some up, right? Let's do this real quick. I'll just do these for today. It's my first day back after a while, but sorry, guys. And if you got to head out, please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, smash that like button, destroy that like button, and please make sure to tune in to Frontlines 5 days a week at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Turning Point USA YouTube channel. The link is in the description below. I am still on YouTube every single day, just over there on that channel, and I will be doing this podcast twice a week still. Probably a little later. I think I'm going to set the time a little later, unfortunately, but that's where we are. So, alrighty, let's do this. Let's see here. Super chats. Yay. Okay. We got a super chat. I'm not sure what kind of monetary value this is, but it's from Svinstid. Says NATO, EU, and USA pushing Russia into China's hands. Yup, is the real danger for the West. At least the peasants. All of this. Exactly. That's exactly how this last Yahoo story, the New York Times story, came about. Of course, Russia is going to be in the palm of the CCP. Why wouldn't they? That's exactly where we are now. It's been happening for decades, and it continues to happen till today. And I'm not saying Putin's a good guy. I don't trust Zelensky either. I want America to thrive. I don't want America to go to war. Does anybody want that? I don't like seeing that. I don't like seeing videos of coffins wrapped in American flag. I don't like seeing that. I don't want to see that. But this is the perfect distraction for the Biden administration. And we know that the U.S. has been pushing Russia further and further and further into the arms of the CCP, and it's happening across the globe. Oh, we'll see. We have another $5 super chat from Bilbo Swangin 117 says, do you think Putin is trying to take down the deep state? That's why everyone is going against him instead of what's happening here. What I do know about Putin is that I'm not quite sure. I wouldn't say he's part of the global cabal. I think he's more concerned with his own nationalism and his own territory and Putin's own country. I think he just wants his own. I don't think Putin fits in with the global elites. I don't think the CCP does either. I think they have bigger, grander plans in mind. Because you take a look at China, they're hardcore nationalists. They believe in their own race. They believe in their own beliefs. They believe in their own country. They are, yes, they're communists, but like that's where they're at. And I think Putin just doesn't fall in line with the global agenda. I think he just does whatever he wants. Yep. I think he literally just does whatever he wants. Yeah, and I think by default, he ends up becoming a problem for, the global agenda. But I still do not trust Vladimir Putin. I'm just going to say that. I don't care what people say. That's where I stand. We have another $5 super chat from Cold Haterade. Cold Haterade says, I doubt this war talk will make anyone forget the little-ish Hunter's business dealings with Ukraine. His daddy's just covering his ASS. I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I think I disagree. And I'm not trying to, make you look bad. But look how fragile the human mind is. People do not think. Look how easy it is to distract people and take their mind off of what's actually happening. People didn't even care. They attempted to impeach Trump over his phone call with Zelensky, saying that he abused his power by threatening to withhold aid to the Ukrainians. Remember that? Who actually did that? Joe Biden. It's on freaking film. And nobody cared. Why would they care now? Just saying. We have another $5 super chat from Readout Productions. Says a government denying border security to its people while sending the security to another continent is a government that does not want its people to survive. 100% agree with that statement. It makes no sense. This is why I ask people, especially these leftists that come into my show from Twitter. I see you. I know you're there. Why? Why all of a sudden the Democrats, why all of a sudden all of you guys are all down for national sovereignty in Ukraine, but when it comes to the United States of America, it's racist? That's by design. And you're just a little chirping, regurgitating puppet that just spouts out their talking points all over Twitter. Whenever they tell you to, they activate you like an NPC. You get the download. All right. You just it's like an update, iOS. All of a sudden, you're renewed in your head. It's exhausting, dude. It truly is. It truly is. Yeah, guys, don't worry, man. Don't worry if you guys can't donate. It's all good. Just please, the least you can do is share this somewhere and smash the like button. We have another super chat from NW Dragonfly with the $10 super chat. Says, Drew, don't apologize for getting crazy. You're passionate. We all need that right now. All the distractions with BLM and LGBTQ, blah, 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 keeps all the little ants busy. They are not woke. They are sleeping. Absolutely. You see, and this is a point I wanted to make too, because you're absolutely right. The far left, the Democrat Party, they get you so invested and emotionally attached to nonsense while the rest of the world is growing. plotting, moving, gaining strength. While the U.S. and the Democrat Party domestically have everybody in the masses in fear, the virus, locked down, losing their jobs. While the far left has you invested in sexualizing children, making sure that a 5-year-old knows that they can be a homosexual too. Okay? This nonsense, critical race theory nonsense in the military, while all of this nonsense is flooding the U.S., getting people distracted and hooked on nothing, literal nonsense that does not matter, you have China advancing intellectually, educationally, technologically. You have Putin plotting, moving, doing as he pleases, and you have other governments worldwide that our eyes are not on right now that want to see the dismantling of the U.S. that are all moving right now. Oh, yeah, those stupid Americans, they care more about chopping their genitals off more than actually worrying about us. You think that's not happening? Are you serious? It's a joke. It's a joke. It's all distractions. Yep. It's all distractions. Okay, I think we got a 25 donation from Marlene Taborda. I'm sorry if I mispronounced. I'm so bad at names, dude. I'm a freaking talk show host and I suck at getting people's names right. 25 donation from Marlene. Marlene says, congrats on the new gig. Thank you so much. Again, guys, please make sure that you guys watch my new show, Frontlines. I'll be breaking down just like I break it down here, just with a higher production quality, with a lot of high-profile guests. We had Kyle Rittenhouse on the first episode. Viva Fry was on. We got a bunch of on-the-ground journalists that I'll be bringing on the show, interviewing them so they can show their footage as well. I'll still be going out and reporting too. You can catch the show every single day, 5 days a week. Hold on, we got Elijah Schaefer. I'm going to answer this. Give me a second. Hey, I'm on my podcast right now. You're on live, so careful what you say. What do you have to say to the people, Elijah?
I have to say to the people that what is currently going on in Ukraine and Russia is the same narrative that is being pushed by the people who pushed the entire pandemic, masks, mandates, even people on the right. It's a different crisis, but it's the same bad faith actors. And I'm really disappointed on how many people are quickly eating this up. And just like if you oppose the pandemic narrative, you were anti-grandma, anti-science, you were a science denier, you are now pro-Putin, pro-Russia, and anti-Ukraine just because you realize that these are the same evil and wicked people.
If you're just tuning in, this is Elijah Schaefer via phone. Elijah, I just got done talking about that, and I was telling the people, like, this is like the perfect distraction because the past, like, entire Biden administration, everything's been falling apart. The freaking border, the inflation is flying through the roof. Gas prices are flying through the roof. Everything. The education has been infiltrated. The lockdowns, the vax passports, people's lives have been ruined under this administration. And like, here we are. It just seems like it's the perfect unifying factor for everyone to be unified against a common enemy, and that's Putin. And they don't even realize that Zelensky can't be trusted either.
No, you're absolutely correct. And you have to understand, and I think people do, in a real crisis and something that's genuinely serious, there's going to be basically no sense of attention given to anything else except the crisis. But I was looking today, there's articles about how Zelensky went from a comic to a president. People calling him a Jewish hero, focusing on race. We saw this during Black Lives Matter, focusing on blackness and race. These are petty distractions. People looking at old music videos that he did, talking about Miss Ukraine, fighting for her country, grandmas getting hurt. I mean, this is like very typical wartime propaganda. I mean, where is the footage of the mass casualties? Where is the footage of the great wars and the battles? Why are we using images from bombings from years ago for Ukraine? Why are we using propaganda footage from Israel and Palestinian conflicts to try to trick people? I've seen video game footage pushed by news publications to show conflict. Plus, we have the Ghost of Kiev, the Battle for Snake Island, the Reaper, all these propaganda stories. It's like, what is really going on? I don't know. No one fully knows, but definitely the narrative that's being pushed by Pompeo, by the current administration. We know for a fact they haven't told us the truth one time in the last several years. So why would we start believing them today?
I agree, dude. And lastly, before I let you go, man, do you think that, because like we've been seeing, like anyone that comes out and says, hey, we probably shouldn't prop up Zelensky because of his ties to like the World Economic Forum. He's really not a good guy, but here he is being propped up as a hero. Doesn't mean that we hate the Ukrainians. We just don't trust this dude. Automatically makes you like pro-Putin, like Putin's puppet. And it's like, I don't trust any of them. You know what I mean? Like, how do we communicate to people where it's like, dude, you don't have to pick a side. We're just telling you to just like chill out and wait.
Yeah, if you want to know something that's the funniest part about this and should make you rethink everything, okay, Russia says they're fighting neo-Nazis. Ukraine admits that they have a faction of their military that is actually neo-Nazis. They hate the Jews. They are pro-fascist. They're open neo-Nazi rhetoric. The president is Jewish. So you have a Jewish president using neo-Nazis to fight a war? That is the most confusing rhetoric I have ever heard in recent modern history, ever since they told me that we just needed boosters to get out of the pandemic. And it goes deeper than that. I mean, the CIA overthrew the government from 2004 on. We've been meddling and installing leaders. I mean, this is an American-backed government regime fighting Russia, our enemy. And no, questioning what's going on doesn't make you pro-Putin. It makes you smart. In the same way questioning the pandemic doesn't make you anti-science. It makes you a truth finder. So we just have to keep asking questions and realize they're still going to call us names. People will unfollow us. The same cronies will attack us. But in the end, the truth will always win.
Dude, I love you. Are you about to jump on You Are Here right now?
I am, yeah. In about 30, 40 minutes. Hey, congratulations on the show, and to everyone watching, keep supporting this show. It's amazing. I'm so proud of Drew, and I look forward to seeing you in studio hopefully soon.
Yeah, dude. I'll call you later tonight. I love you, man. Have a great show, all right?
All right, you too, bro.
Right,
Bye.
peace out. Well, there's Elijah Schaefer, guys. Let's take this down. See, I just get random calls from my buddies throughout the day. If you guys are Elijah Schaefer fans, I'm sure he has a lot to say on You Are Here, which starts in about 30 minutes. Love Elijah. Yes, that's Elijah. People are like, is that Elijah? Yeah, it is. But yes, that's what we're telling people is like, look, man, especially like a lot of Zoomers and younger people, we're just telling you to just be careful. Just be careful. Just chill. You don't got to pick a side. Report what we know. If you see me report something on Zelensky, it doesn't mean I support that. I'm just reporting because I know that it's true. If you see me report on something on Putin, doesn't mean I'm pro-Putin. I'm just reporting on it because I know that it's true. We're just telling people to just, hey, we're living in an era of fake news, and it's not anything new that when countries go to war, they immediately start engaging in propaganda warfare. So be very careful with what you are picking up. Some people are saying that the super chat is not working.
Yeah, Stevie Capone was asking if his super chat went through.
Let me check. If it doesn't, I mean, obviously YouTube hates me. You guys can drop a super chat through like Venmo or PayPal or Cash App. That link is in the description below. Yeah, it's not going through, man. I apologize. That's YouTube for you. That's YouTube. Yeah, you guys can always give or drop donations through Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. That link is in the description. Yes, and speaking of the truckers that are rolling to DC, I just want to tell you guys to be careful. The convoy that's rolling from California all the way to DC. I think they left like from Oklahoma. I don't know where they're at, but I think they'll be in DC by March 5th. There's been some really sus suspect things that I've been seeing in some of the Telegram chats. Now, shout out to all the patriots that, you know, that are protesting, that are not afraid to express their First Amendment. I'm all for that. I'm just saying, if there's ever a time to be infiltrated by some kind of Fed op, it's like right now. So all of you that are involved with the trucker, the People's Convoy, just be careful. I've already seen some Telegram chats where people in the chat are like posting polls and they're saying like, oh, the cops are already ready for us at DC. Here's this poll. Are you either A, afraid, or B, you're ready to take them on, or C, we're gonna free the J6 prisoner? I'm seeing that kind of stuff in some of these Telegram. I'm just saying, be careful, man. Doesn't look legit. So keep your eyes open, record everything. If you see anything suspect during this People's Convoy to DC, record it. Record all of it. I don't know how this is going to end. I don't know if they're going to occupy DC. I'm not quite too sure. I just know that I don't know, man. I'm not saying we should be afraid. I'm just saying, was DC really the best place, you know, to roll through? You're kind of like going straight into their territory. But let's see if we have any more super chats. Let me do this real quick.
Yes, Stevie, I'm sorry. Your super chat isn't.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. If it's not working, you're going to have to use Zelle. I'm sorry. This is what YouTube does. This is what YouTube does. I think mine was the first one. Let me see. Did it register it differently? Let me see. I think I have a super chat from Stevie Capone. Isn't it messed up that the U.S. athletes aren't allowed? Yeah, that was like,
I think that was from a
month ago. Yeah, YouTube is messing with me, guys. I'm sorry. I don't see anything on my end. Let me see. Let me see if I could swipe or. Yeah. Yep, that's YouTube for you. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about the DC convoy. All I'm saying is just be on the lookout for feds. That's all I'm going to say. We'll probably have some reporters out there to report on it, but we'll see. I am on Truth Social. I don't think it's the best thing yet. I don't know if it's going to get better, just being honest. It's like a Twitter clone, and they're taking forever to verify me. Don't know why. But yeah, I'm on Truth. You can find me, Drew H Live. Not verified yet, but I'm on there. But yes, make sure to go watch my new show, Frontlines, 5 days a week at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The link is in the description below to that show. It's on the Turning Point USA YouTube channel every single day. So I'm still live every day, but just on Turning Point's YouTube with my new show. And I will be doing this podcast twice a week. I'll probably change the time to maybe a little later in the day, just for my schedule. Well, Stevie says, I'm proud of you and your show, and don't forget us little people. Dude, never forget you guys. That's why I'm gonna still be doing this podcast, but just make sure to go watch my new show because we're still doing this together. And I'm 11 months in on the DH Alliance. Awesome. Well, congratulations. Thank you so much for the support. Well, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you guys for tuning in to this transmission. I truly appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, and toggle on the all selection, and share this wherever you can right now because people need to know this information. Love you guys. I will be on Frontlines tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Turning Point USA YouTube channel. So go right now, subscribe to that channel. The link is in the description, and I will see you guys tomorrow. And like always, America, stay free.